Washington's Embassy Row. It's both home and office for many of the world's diplomats in the nation's capital. Located in an affluent area of Washington, D.C., Embassy Row runs along Massachusetts Avenue, a main artery lined with century-old mansions and townhouses.
It's beautiful. It was beautiful work. Very expensive windows.
Resident Rob Halligan points to a neighborhood eyesore, the shuttered embassy of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The 1908 mansion is falling apart. Other Embassy Row properties also appear neglected. Peeling paint, rusted window grates, overgrown vegetation make these once elegant mansions look shabby, angering local residents like Halligan, the Congo's neighbor.
There's been squatters in there. I think there's water in the basement. So it's open, so there could be raccoons and pigeons that are destroying it and breeding and making the rest of the neighborhood have more vermin. But I think the squatters, they could burn it down. That's one of the worst things.
The DRC's embassy, vacated 4 years ago for new offices, is just one example. Dilapidated properties belonging to Malaysia, Pakistan, Argentina, the former Yugoslavia, and other countries also have drawn complaints from neighbors and the D.C. Preservation League. Rebecca Miller is the Historic Preservation Group's executive director.
Massachusetts Avenue is a very intact historic district in Washington. It's on the National Register of Historic Places. It's very symbolic of the development of Washington, and to have an area as prominent as Massachusetts Avenue go into decline is very hard for a lot of people to swallow.
There are many explanations for the failure to maintain these properties, some of which are worth millions of dollars. Some missions, such as Pakistan's, have simply moved their chanceries to more modern buildings in a different part of town. Others have different reasons, perhaps a lack of money. However, diplomats of various missions contacted by VOA declined or did not respond to interview requests. What is clear is that the District of Columbia government is powerless to act because these properties are considered foreign territory, which frustrates Rob Halligan.
It's foreign soil, so because of these reciprocal agreements that the world's diplomats have worked out, there's just no leverage for a local government to deal with a foreign embassy.
For its part, the U.S. State Department says it works through diplomatic channels to urge foreign missions to make repairs when there are complaints. The D.C. Preservation League's view is that countries should realize their image is at stake.
They are in the District of Columbia, they're in the United States of America, and I think that they are here on diplomatic missions, and I think that it's really important in order to represent their country that they represent it well, and that the buildings that they do occupy do have a certain amount of maintenance to them.
Yet after publicity about the issue, especially a recent Washington Post newspaper article, there's new activity on Embassy Row. Workers scrape off old paint at the Embassy of the United Arab Emirates. And at the abandoned Embassy of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, contractors are taking measurements for possible future work, which neighbors say is sorely needed to spruce up Embassy Row. Bill Rodgers, VOA News.